I've got a little helper. There you go, perfect. So yeah, my throat has not been right. I don't know what I caught. Whenever I feel like this, immediately I eat less junk or any kind of food. Sometimes I just go on a pretty long fast with 1 meal a day. But the second thing I will do for sure is juice some goodness into my life. And right now it's gonna be green juice. All right. Kale, it's just the easiest thing to juice and it's very affordable. So it's a vegetable I typically wouldn't eat on its own. I love putting it into my juice. The salt of juicing lemon. A lot of good vitamins in this. Even the skin, make sure you get organic if you're gonna be juicing that. This is just gonna be for me. This is ginger. This is very powerful, especially if you've got a cold. You've heard of ginger shots. This right here will really fix you up, but it's very gnarly and I don't put it into the girls' drinks. We got a huge bag of carrots. It was very, very affordable. It was a great price. So I'll be putting that into the juice as well. And then I have a mix of Honeycrisp apples with green apple. And are you ready to help or ready to eat? Help. Okay, thank you. All right, let's turn it on. Can you turn it on right here? Press this button, this one. There's no order. I just start putting things in or let her start putting things in. Go ahead, put it all in there. So one thing that's nice about this juicer, FYI, I will be putting the link to this juicer down below in the description. It's got this huge hopper that lets you put a lot of ingredients in there at first, and then when you close it, it starts back up. So juicing something that I don't do as often, because I do find it's important to get the fiber. You want the fiber of all the vegetables inside of your stomach. I know that I feel better, like I just see a distinct difference. And then of course, not a fun topic, but the plumbing is much better when you have the fiber. The thing about juicing though, is you get a lot of nutrients really quickly that you wouldn't otherwise get. Go ahead, close this now, close this. In a quick amount of time. And that's why I love to juice, not only for general health, but especially when I need a jump start, when I'm feeling bad. This is my medicine. Another reason I love juicing, it has nothing to do with the health aspect. It's just the fact that the girls have fun. I mean, look at Bella right here. Hey, can you put more apples in here? Put more apples in there, yep. Good. All the girls have always been very involved ever since the very beginning when it comes to juicing. And it gets them at least aware and connected and used to the fact that we eat these things. Right here, we eat these things. We eat them. We need more apples. Come on, put more apples in there. Come on, more apples.
More apple?
Yeah. Because unfortunately, it's not fun to eat vegetables. It really isn't. I don't care how good the dishes are. Generally speaking, especially when compared to other foods, especially in society and what they are exposed to and what they see, this is just the easiest way to get them wanting to have vegetables in their diet. So that's why I do it. 2, number 1 for me and Judy. 2, especially for them, because it's a fun way to integrate vegetables into their diet. If you want to eat that, go ahead. One thing that has changed though over the years is I started using slow juicers. So I had another juicer that pulverizes the fruit and then extracts the liquid really quickly, but it was taking a lot of pulp out that had liquid still in it. When you're using a slow juicer like this, where it crunches it down, it squeezes down, it smashes it, it extracts a lot more of the liquid out of the fruits, out of the vegetables, so there's less waste. So back here, you can't see it, but right where Bella's at, there's a little container. A lot less pulp comes out of it and a lot more liquid goes into your juice. So also it helps you to save money. And they say that not only does it extract more liquid, hence, making it less waste, better value, but it's better for you. Something about the nutrients. And third benefit, supposedly it stores for longer. Now I don't typically store juice, but it is nice to know that when I want to make a whole bunch like I am today, that it's gonna retain those nutrients in a way that is maybe a little better versus the other way. And you know what I'm talking about when you use that other juicer. Though I would still use it. If that's all I had, I would use it. What you notice about that other juicer is it separates the juice, right? Here, look at this. Look, it's not even separating. Look how beautiful that is. It doesn't separate. When you use that other style of juicer, it starts separating. I don't know what's up with that. You done helping me? I thought you were gonna help me. I thought you were gonna hang out. No, she's done. Okay, guess it's just me. All right, back to what I was doing. You know what? Let me taste this though. Oh my God, that is so good. We're gonna do a couple things. Put a little bit more of this in there. So yeah, that's a big thing that's changed in terms of the type of juicer. Another thing too is less fruit. When I first started juicing, I remember the first recipe was apple and carrot and maybe a little bit of lemon, not even that much. Though I still enjoy that and it's delicious. It's really clean. That's, if you want a beginner juice, apple and carrot and a little bit of lemon, that's it right there. But that's a lot of sugar. There is ultimately sugar in this, though it's fruit sugar. I take it over any other type of sugar. And I'm not gonna overthink it if I drink a lot, but still, it is sugar. So I've been integrating a lot more other ingredients. I just remembered an ingredient I bought that I need to add in here for myself. Right here, a beet. Office fans, you know what I'm talking about? A beet. I bought this and while I go and haven't used it, I'm gonna wash it first. Fun fact about beets, lots of minerals. It grows in the ground. It's very good for you. It's very affordable. I think it grows year round. I always see it at the grocery store and it's one of the only things that is available all the time. Look at this. Look, I already cut it. Bet you didn't know you could juice that. You gotta be easy though. You gotta take it easy with the beets. It can mess you up. There's this little spout here that other juicers now have, but I've never had one. And you can close it for when you remove the container so it doesn't drip down. And so what I do is always put the juice right into the big container with ice so it stays cold. Look at that color. You don't get that color with other type of juicers. That's what you want right there. Bright green. It's not separating. Really good for you. I'm gonna go ahead and pour this in for Juliana. There we go. And then once I'm done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and put a lid on it and then I'm gonna put it into the fridge. This is the thing though, this will not separate. Now there is one downside with the slow juicer. Not that big of a deal, but if you're all about speed, I mean, the name says it all. It does take a little bit longer, so you do deal with that. All right, now that Juliana's is done, I'm gonna go ahead and put the rest of the kale, but I can start adding the carrots. I remember one of my first friends here in Washington, he had a juicer at his house and I'd go over to his place and then he would juice. And we're talking at 11, 12 years old. I was like, this is so cool. We're making our own juice? That was, what, 1995 or 6? Shout out to Sammy. We've come a long way with juicers. It's pretty crazy. And that was a Juice Man juicer I used to use. I don't know if it's still around. I've used a Breville juicer. I still have it. But my favorite is this Huron. Like I said, I'll put the link down below. It's just the absolute best. It's a slow juicer. It has a wide mouth. I have no issues. And the best part, I'll show you maybe later, easy to clean. Look at this. I'm just straight up putting these carrots and it's just grinding it, no problem. And so in addition to this wide mouth up here, there's a smaller opening. So as it's grinding away, you can still add your ingredients. But yeah, I remember when I first moved out at 19 years old, I started juicing. I had not juiced for probably a decade because I didn't have one growing up in my house. I just had it in my friend's house. And then when I moved out, I started juicing. And I would juice, you know, really easy stuff. Like spinach, apples, carrots, lemon, But then as I got into food, exploring, farmers markets, organic foods, I followed this guy called, what was his name? The Life Regenerator. If you're a fan of the Life Regenerator, just give me a thumbs up because, man, I learned so much from that dude. He is a raw foodist. He only eats raw foods, so uncooked, and he juices a lot. And I remember he would juice whole containers of carrot juice, and he would do these cross-country bike rides. But at the time, he had this RV, and he would just juice on the side of the road in front of his RV, and that's where I learned a lot about not just juicing, but about health in general. Now that dude, he's squeaky clean. He obviously is only eating raw foods, mostly fruits and vegetables. He juices a lot. That was his claim to fame though. That's how he got really famous. And I'm really grateful for that guy. And that was the first exposure I had to YouTube in a way that affected my health, obviously in a positive way. And I would say it was maybe even before I started cooking. So yeah, that was a huge gap between 18 and whatever, like about 28. He was one of the first YouTubers I was a fan of, and he still makes videos to this day. I don't watch as much of his content, but I did get to meet him. That was one of the cool things too. I got to meet somebody that helped me so much. And if you've ever experienced meeting somebody, you followed for a long time, it's pretty cool when you can show them gratitude. Look at that. Oh my gosh, the orange from the carrot. Now I'm gonna start making the juice for the girls. I think that's about enough. Let me try this out. Always gotta taste test it. Good, but needs more apple. So my juice today is specifically gonna be very strong. I'm not making it to enjoy it or sip it. I'm just gonna down it because, as I mentioned earlier, I'm not feeling too hot. Maybe Judy might want some of it too. But then I started a YouTube channel. And in the early days, it was a lot of just random food-related videos, health-related videos, and I did juice. In fact, I did do juicing videos. You remember green juice videos, green juice recipes, green smoothie recipes, and I might get back into that. Let me know if you would like to. If there's anything juice-related, topics around juicing or green smoothies you want me to cover on this channel since I'm vlogging in. But yeah, that was a fun era, and that was the beginning of this channel. It's crazy to me to look at some of those videos have hundreds of thousands of views. When I put that out there, I wasn't thinking that it would get that much exposure, but that's the power of YouTube. When you're passionate about something and you love what you do and you want to share it with the world, all of that comes through the video. I'm basically done with the girls' juice. Right there, with that one right there. Now this is the only downside I'll tell you about using carrots, is this. It changes the color slightly. It's not as bright of a green. It's still green, but you can tell it's a little bit different. Oh my gosh, that's really good. Yeah, I'll tell you though, those carrots added some kind of flavor to it. It's all good though. I put the plastic wrap just to protect it in the fridge, but this will be for later. I require all the girls to have one glass full. This is my homemade health shot. I'll be adding a little bit of kale in here. I'll be adding the rest of the apples for some sweetness. I'll be adding these beets. Yes, beets, lots of minerals. A handful of carrots, because I have a whole bunch. A lemon, maybe 2 lemons. This is where it starts getting kind of gnarly. And then ginger. Let's see how this tastes. I've never made this specific recipe before. One thing that's important, put ice into your container, like that. Put the rest of the ice in my glass right here. Are you like me? I love to drink out of jars. It'd be kind of crazy. When I travel, oftentimes, regardless of how I'm feeling, I'll buy these ginger shots or the turmeric shots or the health shots out of Whole Foods. And I've never tried to make those specifically at home. You could totally do it with a machine like this. This'll juice turmeric or ginger, and yeah. But when I'm sick, I try not to travel when I'm sick, but say I'm like feeling not myself, I always go to Whole Foods to get those shots. But this summer, one of my goals is to juice a lot more at home and juice those kind of things. Oh my gosh, the color is already kind of crazy. A little scary right now. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be crazy. That much ginger. See, one of the things I learned from Dan the Man, the Life Regenerator, that juicing guy, is when you put living foods into your body, raw fruits and vegetables, especially through juicing, you're injecting life and goodness that's gonna kill all the bad stuff. See, when you eat crappy foods, which I'm indulging, I satisfy the craving, but when you have those type of foods, it's not creating the kind of environment that's gonna fight the bad stuff. In fact, sometimes with inflammation, it makes it worse. That's what I learned from Life Regenerator, and this is why ever since, and this is why I'm so grateful to him, I've always been able to fix just about everything with my diet, with the food I eat, and especially with juice. I know I literally sound like a hippie right now, but it's worked. It's been so helpful, so. Almost. Last carrot, it's trying to get there. So inside of this container right now, there's a blade. It's a plastic blade, but it's chopping the carrot into a smaller piece to get into the opening to go down to where it's gonna get juiced. See, the last piece is always kind of tough. Oh, it might not get it though. It's struggling. See, it needs some more stuff. Oh, there you go. Is it gonna go? Come on. So, okay, there we go. We got one. Okay, now we done. Got in. Let me just show you guys what's going on in the back end. This might look like a lot of pulp. All that fruit and vegetables, this is it. And you know what? This is great for chickens, if you have chickens. This is great to mix into doggy treats. I know people that make this into doggy treats. What I like to do, and maybe today is the first day, is compost. Compost this. It doesn't have to go into your trash. Time to taste this. All right, last thing. Last time I'm gonna mention this. I'll put this juicer, the Huron with the large opening, into the link. Maybe I'll even put it in this YouTube video. You want to try this? You want to be in the video? All right. This is the ultimate health shot. Oh, I can smell the ginger. Okay, let's try this. Oh, yeah. If I didn't have that carrot to really cut it, that ginger really comes through. You don't want to mess with the ginger. Now, it's not as bad as those shots. Even though they're healthy, it's gnarly and it's difficult. That's why they call it a health shot. This one is a little more toned down. It's still pretty powerful. The thing is, it feels like it's already working. I'm already energized right now, just drinking this little bit of juice. There's probably not very many foods that have changed my life like juicing has. And I don't do it that often. Probably should do it more, and I will this summer. But I'll tell you, if you start adding juicing to your life, it's gonna make you feel better. It's gonna make your body healthier, and it's just gonna be better for your life. And I'm grateful to Dan the Man, Life Regenerator, and all the other people that have inspired me to juice, including my homie Sammy from back in the day.